Croeso I episode 31 o'r podcast MMA Cymru gyda fi, Ricky Wright, a gyda
Brett Jones.
It's not really going to be a Welsh language podcast because we've got Oban, Elliot, Bristol's #1 Welshman, and the Celtic Viking, Scott Pederson. Of course, James Wallace is currently in Thailand, signing his life away, getting married. Unlucky son. So we got even better than James, Brett Jones.
Got me for today.
Brett, he's our co-host today. So how's it feel to be a co-host?
That's right, actually. Yeah, I guess in the comfy seat. You always put me in the Mickey Mouse seats all day. You always do.
Yeah, unlucky.
The boys can have them today. Yeah, you can have them today. I got Ricky's seat.
So of course we got Scott Pederson, a returning guest, and for the first time we got Oban Elliot.
Yeah.
We'll start with you, Oban, because you're new to the pro scene, and even though it feels like you've been around a lifetime in the amateur scene, is this your first time you've ever done something like this, like a podcast?
I've done a few with Lewis Smith. You know, he does them Facebook things.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen them, but this is the first podcast I've done. Yeah.
Yeah, you got an hour to just talk about whatever you want, mate. So, do you want to
Keep the
start?
coffee's coming. I'll go away.
That's the thing, see, we get paid in coffee and we get paid in love hemp water. The greatest water around. CBD water. It's lovely. So anyway, start with you at the start of your career. How did you get into MMA?
I started. It weren't MMA I was pursuing initially. It was kickboxing initially. I started out in taekwondo and then moved into the taekwondo coach at the time. He moved into a kickboxing gym, a new kickboxing gym, and from there he asked me and my brother to come down because we were both a bit like you know full of energy and that. We didn't really do well in the patterns and all that in taekwondo. You know, there's all that grading and all that stuff. So he sent us down there to a kickboxing gym. He said, you know, we do better down there. And then from then, I kept up with the kickboxing until about 18, and then I went into MMA then. Because you couldn't be I kept trying to look for MMA fights in MMA gyms, but it was just predominantly adults were doing it. Do you know what I mean? It was like kids these days. You're 15, you can fight another 15-year-old in MMA. I was 15, kickboxing, and you know I'd had probably 10, 12 kickboxing fights before I went into MMA. So
Your brother, how old is he?
Lloyd, I got two brothers, but Lloyd, he's 22, 23 end of the month.
He's a little bit older than you, is
Yeah.
Is he fighting as well? Or?
He don't fight anymore now. He don't know. He's just figuring out what he wants to do.
And your other brother's a bit of a boxer?
Yeah, he's a boxer. Liam.
Family fighters.
3-0 boxer. And then my dad, obviously, he was an amateur boxer when he was younger. And,
So you got a
generation
in the family. So you were from Merthyr, but you live and train in Bristol. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
How did that come about?
What? I'd come to uni in Bristol, so it was a case of where we lived at the time in Worcester, because we moved all throughout my childhood. We've been moving everywhere, but we ended up.
Don't sound like you're from Merthyr.
Yeah, no, I haven't lived in Merthyr for years.
You got a better accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Because 2 weeks ago we had Aidan on and we couldn't understand a single
understand
word he
that.
said.
It's happening bad.
I'm like a translator for people. They can't understand, but yeah.
It's a big giant dragon on his flag. I got dragon blood in me.
Yeah, we ended up in Worcester, and then the MMA scene. That's where I trained with kickboxing, and the MMA scene. It weren't like I didn't settle down in any MMA gyms down there, and I was going through A levels, and I thought, it occurred to me that if I finish my A levels, I can go to uni somewhere and pursue, and join an MMA gym, and that's why I've ended up with Impact in Bristol. Then.
So you're a good fighter and you're well educated, unlike he's
sort of. I'm not educated. I just done my
not educated, not a good fighter, dude.
I submitted my dissertation last week, and I started it a week before. I done a dissertation a week gone off. Apparently go to uni, like none of the teachers know who I am. I turn up and they think,
the new kid.
Well, we had Jack Shaw on last week, and before he turned pro, he went to uni and did the whole thing, graduated. Because
what do you do? What uni course do you do?
I don't know. People talk about education.
He's intelligent, isn't he?
He probably done the same as me and just scraped the pass.
Pass done it.
So you obviously now you train and live in Bristol. Tell us who and where you train.
I train Impact Gym in Bristol. It's weird because I'm coming to the end of my uni this year, so it's all up in the air now. But for now, with Jake O'Hagan and Tom O'Hagan, and Kevin O'Hagan, everyone on the scene knows who he is. He's been around.
Kevin's old.
Yeah,
school.
he's old school. Yeah. So it's Jake and Tom, and then Paul Bush, who's
Like Jake's been a little more new school, but it feels like he's been around forever.
oh yeah, he's been around forever.
So
Yeah.
I remember Scotty's like it was like second or third fight with us.
It was on
You
Jake's
fought on
show,
Jake's
wasn't
show.
Yeah,
it was
he's
on
been
that.
around. Yeah, he should. Jake should be like 50 if the way he is. Like
Yeah.
he's 30. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them. But
I
he
fought John McDevitt on his show.
Yeah.
So two Welsh guys fighting each other.
On
Bristol.
Bristol. Bristol.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's Jake and Tom O'Hagan, and then we've got Paul Bush who does the striking up there, and then from when I'm at uni up in Bristol, I just train with them. Yeah,
So you finished your amateur career on top with a win in the Cage Warriors European Championship amateur tournament, and you finished with an undefeated record. How do you assess your amateur career?
It was almost a bit like obviously I can't complain about it. You know, I didn't go wrong, but I mean, I didn't get the fights I sort of was looking for because they were so quick. But all of them, apart from one with Josh Hudson, it was over in a
Amateur fight of the year last year, guys.
That was I think one of the boys had it up in work, and outside of the Josh Hudson fight, I'd had like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
In the cage fighting, so it was going in, getting these knockouts, and that was all well and good. But then I just found I was getting more of an itch.
Do you think you're more with experience there, not getting enough cage? Do you feel like you didn't have enough cage time in there, other than the Hudson fight?
It weren't so much cage because I'd had experience since I was 13 in kickboxing fights, so I knew what it was like to fight and get tired and go through an hard fight. But so in the MMA, when it comes to MMA, and like I can hit. From my striking background, no one could live with the striking. So going into it, I didn't want to stick about at amateur because I thought if I'm going to stay amateur, I'm going to keep this. I'm only going to get better as a fighter, and it's just going to keep. I'm going to just keep rattling off names like that. So I thought I wanted to turn pro sooner, but then they come up with that Grand Prix tournament then. So
it played well for you because obviously you win that Grand Prix, you became the Cage Warriors European Amateur Champion, and the main prize with becoming that is they've offered you a professional contract.
Yeah.
Now, that's great for a person just turning pro because Cage Warriors been the top promotion in Europe.
Yeah.
How did you assess that?
Well, it was okay. It was after the Hudson fight, I literally turned around to Jake and was like, I want to turn pro.
I want to elbow someone in the mouth.
Yeah, no, it was one of them. Yeah, and they literally announced, it was just before the Hudson fight, they announced that would be like a quarter final in the old tournament thing. So then there was a semi final, and I thought, we've got to stick about for that, and win the whole thing. I get a contract then. It's because a lot of people turn pro perhaps, and they're just fighting on one show there, then one show there, and they're looking for a contract. But Cage, that's why I wanted my career to go anyway. So I thought it made sense.
I always went to the semi-final. The guy, what's his name? Something Ward.
Jamie Ward, yeah.
Yeah, he was good. I remember that fight. And he went behind enemy lines up there. Took the whole crowd up there.
Yeah.
Saw somebody made him move the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Seen something in all my life. I have.
Yeah.
But that was a good win though, because he's a guy on the scene as well. Like,
he's. It was weird with that one because that was meant to be like a academy title unification fight, but then they said he weren't the champion, but he's fighting in a week where he is the champion, but his last fight was against me. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I was up for going down there.
Yeah.
Do them in their own turf.
Behind enemy lines.
Yeah. So well, obviously you went on to win the title. You signed to Cage Warriors now, and you've already fought on the Cage Warriors Academy show, but you will make your debut as a professional on the upcoming Cage Warriors in Cardiff. Tell us who you're fighting.
Yeah, we got a French boy, Skikin Bouali. I think that's how you say his name. Bouali.
How do you spell it? You sounds like that. He sounds like he done.
The inner America comes out.
I don't know. I can't. There's nothing on him either tape wise. I've looked. We've had a look, but I almost prefer that because then it's
fresh head.
Yeah, it's going there, fresh head, and like I said, when I was fighting as a kickboxer, you didn't know you were fighting until you turned up, and then you'd have a look about, and then it would be like you would not have a clue you were fighting until you seen him across you in the ring. So it's like that. You just go in and work your game. Then it's sort. It doesn't. I think, especially for my last fight as well, because everyone was like, "Oh, you got Brett Hassett as your first fight, and he's dangerous and that. He's had loads of pro fights with the smaller gloves. I didn't want to go in and do anything stupid, especially as a striker. So I found with my last camp, I was more conscious of getting, against the southpaw and stuff like that. And then I went in the fight, and I was like, I was myself, but I went in there like really aware of what he was going to do, and I look back and I think I wish I just went in and done it,
It was a very, very... Bret Hart's a very difficult fight to take, especially as a present debut. It is. I think you said that too. A lot of guys were telling you afterwards, they were saying like, it was a difficult fight to take. I think you put me in that column as well, because I was thinking, that was there was a lot of easier fights you probably could have taken, and you chose Bret Hassett, and you showed something different to the game though. You showed a lot of striking and stuff. You showed a lot more grappling this time. Obviously, was it your second sub as well? I knew you had a sub at amateur.
That was my second ever sub.
It was nice as well. Poor Brett was leaving with his arm like this.
I was looking for an early finish to the night, and then all of a sudden I see the medics in the cage. And we're late now, but luckily Shaky had safe MMA, and he had like 2 ambulance teams there, so we were good to go. For any other show, we would have been there waiting for ages, like pacing back and forth.
Makes us see John Lyons there with the sling.
You've obviously, we touch on your debut just now. We were talking about you last week. We ran down the card with Jack, and to fight someone like Bret Hassett on your debut, I mean, it's probably the best thing for you, because you said like a lot of your fights have been over quickly. You've got, at least then, you've got a bit more time, time on the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, now that you hit the nail on the head there, if I would have had an hard scrap with Hassett, that could have got. I just wanted to go in there and fight someone I thought, I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't really know how I'm going to come off. I didn't. As the fight got closer, like the pressure sort of lifted, but quite far out, I was thinking, this is going to be this is an hard fight here. So I was proper switched on to what he was going to do, and I think I went in there. I knew I was fighting in April as well. I don't want to say I played it safe, but I knew within the first wrestle, like you boys, you'll probably know. As soon as you feel someone but as soon as you feel you've got the strength advantage on them, like in the first.
Yeah, if you clinch up with something.
Because everyone's strong in the first minute, aren't they? But I felt them. I was thinking, right, is he going to be strong here? But as soon as I clinched him, I thought, God, I've got such an advantage here in the strength. Yeah. Why am I going to give him?
You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone as well. That's what the most impressive thing for me is watching it. Was you showed a completely different game plan.
Yeah.
So even though you went in there and said, let's just get the job done, you didn't usually do it the way you usually fight.
Yeah.
You did it completely different.
I sussed him out in there.
I think a lot of lightweights will look at that and they'll be like, well, okay, I can stand. I don't really want to stand with him because he's got that, and I don't really want to wrestle because he's got that, and also he's got a submission game.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing that you fought like that.
Yeah.
It was a good thing.
It sounds to me like that was down to maturity.
Yeah.
Rather than going in thinking, you think, I'll take my time, see what presents itself like.
I think it's just I'm just getting more mature with it now, and especially because and everyone going, that's a tough fight, it's a tough fight, and he's just come off the bat of winning fights and stuff like that. So I thought, right, I've got to just go in and do the business, because I thought, and I knew I was fighting in April as well. I just thought, right, I'm not slipping up here. I'm not. I've got what I want to do, and I want to get to the top end of this division within this 5-fight contract. I don't want to mess about fighting like nobody's getting built up. I feel like I've jumped 4 fights fighting him.
Definitely.
I'm a 1-0, but I'm not a 1-0. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's boys at the top of the division that, they've had 6 or 7 fights against like journeymen. And I want to skip that part out. I'd rather just get in there and done it, because I've done my amateur career with Cage Warriors. Like I've proven myself. You know what I mean?
What's obviously you don't look past the French guy next, but what is the plan after him then?
I'd love quite a big name in October.
Yeah. And
you're in the lightweight division, is that right?
Yeah.
So who's your eyes on there then?
There's a good fight at the top of this bill now. Mason Jones and Desme. One of them will probably go to the title, won't they?
So
if I won't get the winner of that fight probably, but I'll have the loser. I'd love to have the loser.
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to go calling anyone out or want to know, but I'd have people like Paddy this early on. That don't faze me at all. I'd have him now, like
What a dream domestic all Welsh fight that would be to have Oban versus.
That'll literally be the second biggest Welsh MMA fight.
We've already had the biggest.
one.
Brett Johns versus Joe Warry. Brett Johns versus Joe Warry was the biggest Welsh. That was a cracking fight.
It was, yeah.
The build up to that was pretty good.
Sorry.
Boys like that at the top. I don't want to do the fans who are not the fans, the people who buy tickets off me a disservice for fighting lesser people.
We're gonna Euros. By the way, we're gonna put a spin on that. On the title of the pod, we're gonna put Oban calls out Mason Jones.
Oh, yeah. It's not like that. It's not like that. I get on with Masons. Out of pure respect, I'd rather go and spar him or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
I'm teasing. Mason he's a true, like yourself, and all four of you. You're all true martial artists and want to test yourself against the best. So like he'll relish in the competition. I mean, I think Mason will get through his upcoming fight.
I think he will go through Des, mate. I do.
But then again, you're not saying you fight the loser because they lost. You fight the loser because they're at that level.
Yeah, they're at the. I feel like I'm doing fans a disservice there if I'm going in and saying, oh yeah, I've got a good fight, but who are you fighting? And then I don't want to have to big someone up. I want people to go, like for my last fight especially. People were going, oh, this is going to be a tough fight, innit? I've seen how many fights he's had, and everyone was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. It's better for them. It's better for me because I'm going in and I know I'm testing myself. I'm not going in there just, you know, fighting cans. I don't want to do that. Everyone's done that, you know what I mean? I want to be different to that.
Yeah, everyone's done that.
I love a good tomato can. I need one in my next fight, so Sean Sherry listening, just throw me in there with a tomato can.
Nah, you need a can, right?
I need a can though, I was getting sacked.
No, you won't be sacked, mate. You smash his next fight. I was gonna say we had Jack Shaw on the last week. Did you watch last week?
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
He had some really nice things to say about it. I was just feeling to have an endorsement of someone like Jack Shaw who's fighting in all cinemas, saying that he thinks you've got what it takes to definitely become Cage Warriors champion and take it as far as you want to go.
I mean, me and Jack are good mates. He's not just on the premise that he's a good fighter. He's just like a sound kid, like-minded kid like me. Like he's not much older than me. He's sound like Jack.
But is it like with his endorsement now, and thing is, by the time you get 5-0 and you've done your first part of your Cage Warriors contract, I say you get 5-0. I'm pretty confident you will.
Yeah.
Jack's contract with Cage Warriors will be up. There's no doubt about it. He's going to the big show once 16's up. There's going to be a massive gap in the Welsh market. Do you think it's on your shoulders to fill that?
I want to fill it. Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to taking these fights if I weren't trying to be at the top of them shows now. Because
at the moment you got Jack who's at the top. You got Mason and Aaron Khalid around about the same. They got the same pull. And when Jack moves on, it'll be them stepping in to take our place, and then obviously Scotty be turning pro by then, hopefully.
Yeah,
end of the year. So it's good. So anyway, Scotty, how are you, Matt?
I'm good, man. You?
Yeah, what's been going down?
Nothing much really. Just obviously after the last fight with Ben, just back in the gym training. Just keep trucking on. We've got the IMAFs now in 10 weeks' time, so just focusing on that.
Yeah. So you've been chosen for the team. It'll be a third IMAF competition. How do you feel about going to Rome?
It's a lot better than Belfast. No, I've never been to Rome. It was meant to be in Belfast, but obviously Rome's going to be a lot nicer, a bit warmer as well.
The arena's
might catch a tan.
2 blocks away from the beach.
Is it?
So I'm saying.
What, in Belfast?
No.
Be all for the Belfast, the beach in Belfast. More like the docks.
The docks. The Titanic. They couldn't build a Titanic properly, could they? So. I'm thinking between 10 and 4 fights, then 4 and 10 beach party.
Yeah,
with a gold medal, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah. Well, you can wait till the finals.
Do you need someone to hold your microphone?
Yeah.
I'll just hold it like that for you.
Oh, you used to cover shows for me.
I did. I used to be an MC. Ricky was my sensei.
Yeah.
My MC sensei.
Taught you everything you know.
Did, and then I sacked who did I sack off? Twins.
Bev. The
Yeah,
kickboxers.
yeah. What's
Like,
happened at the end of my career then?
It's like, oh, girls, I got some bad news, Brett. You can't do your show. Oh, no, I know. He's making his UFC debut.
Yeah, I ended up starting the same night.
No,
I really wanted to do it. But
It's a good
I
show
can't
as
sack
well.
off the other thing, could I?
It's a good show, them girls know how to put on a kickboxing show.
They do well fast though.
Like,
Have you ever fought on a kickboxing show like that? Like a proper kickboxing
No,
show?
Red
Nah, I
Dragon.
fought in
I think
the-
you
the-
were.
The clubs.
Red Dragon fight night.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
No,
so you
boxing
fought.
tournament,
What's his name? Tall boxer.
Oh,
Levi.
Griffiths in the
Yeah.
we did
Yeah,
a
he's
full
classy.
round tournament.
He's good. Levi is like.
He's a good boy, he is.
Yeah, he's good. So your last fight, of course, you fought Ben Ellis. It didn't go your way. It was a very close fight, very good fight as well. Did you watch the pod when we reviewed the fight? Do you have comments?
No, I haven't heard I haven't watched it.
Don't watch them.
Only Oban listens to us.
But no, my take on it was the right decision. I think I'm actually looking forward to going pro because I have more time.
Just what we
Yeah.
said.
3-5 suits my style better.
Yeah.
We said that we don't think you lose fights. You just run out of time.
Yeah, that's spot on. That is for Scott.
Yeah.
definitely.
But like I said, it's obviously it has to be changed a bit for these IMAFs now. I'm gonna have to come out a bit quicker, and more
Yeah.
switched on.
Yeah.
To the
I
mark,
said,
but-
do you know funny you saying that though? What I found, okay, when I went from Titan, I doing 5-5s right in Titan. Well, actually, it was Cage Warriors. So Desborough went 5-5s. Brum went 5-5s. Then went to Titan FC. Was expecting 5-5s with Watson. It didn't go 5-5s, but still it was 5-5s. 5-5s are good the areas. Did my UFC debut and got 3-5s. So then Quack comes out and he's like super fast.
Yeah.
It takes a while to rhythm. That's why I think, do you know what's important is when you're sparring in training? Obviously, we love putting 5-5s on the clock. Let's just get 5-5s done.
This,
And,
I've got
and
Yeah,
maybe
we do.
maybe once or twice, we should be doing 3-3s.
Nah,
Yeah,
I literally, I don't want to talk about myself in that way,
Yeah.
but my amateur career, yeah, I've got like 6 knockouts, whatever,
Yeah.
in the first minute.
Yeah.
It's because I like the way my fighting style is. We've all sparred. I like to have time to figure someone out. I like
Yeah.
to fight. Me turning pro personally has made it easier for me because now I don't have to rush a finish.
Yeah.
My amateur career, I know I got 3 minutes on the clock. They can hold your legs for 2 minutes. You've only got a minute then to work.
Yeah.
You've only got a minute then to work. Then all of a sudden you've lost a round. When really, if you had more time, you can go out and win a round. So that's why in my amateur fights, I come out and just think, put the hands on them straight away because I know I ain't got much time.
As
You know what I mean?
As an amateur, you get a takedown in a fight. That's
Think
like
about how long it
to
takes.
do it.
How long it can take to take someone down. Like
Yeah.
in a sequence, someone's defending. They've got the wizard and all that. It takes a long time to defend
Yeah.
and attack before you know it. A round on a cage. Like you've lost a
Yeah,
round on a
yeah.
cage.
So that's why I preferred the amateur. Like I've done some amateur title fights that have been 5-3s,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
suited better to me because I've had more time to work.
I was saying it to someone earlier today actually that I think amateur title fights should be 5-3s.
I
Yeah,
think they
definitely.
should.
That is 15 minutes on
It's
it.
still
Or
15
3-5s.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or it should be the net just
My-
step just before.
My
you turn
first
pro.
one was, I think, my amateur title was just like semi-pro title. It was like 3-4s they did. So they were doing 3-4 minute rounds instead of 3-3s.
Because Aiden's done with it when he fought Luke Westwood. He's done
3-4s.
3-4s for the
Yeah.
title.
My first fight was 2 4s,
Yeah.
and then you go if
So
it was
death round.
sudden death round, if
Oh
it was
my
a draw.
God.
Nice.
So I'm like, I fought my heart out for like 8 minutes, and I'm glad that's over. And then Shaky comes in the cage like, Rick, don't take your gloves off. You probably have to go again now. And she says, it's a draw. I'm like, Rick, you're good luck. I was like, oh.
Where was that though?
That was in Aberdeen. That was when I tried to throw a Rio Chonan flying leg scissor sweep.
Well, you've done that.
I tried. Missed. It looked like a missile drop kick to the ankles. So it's like right, I need something big now to win this round. And I went,
Like a Vinnie Jones slide tackle.
yeah, it was like a slide tackle. And he came down. I got him down, but he's still on top. And then I threw up a triangle and the bell went. So it was like they scored the last round of draw. Anyway, enough about me. Let's come back to part 2 in just a minute. Hi, welcome back to part 2. Right, so we're talking about my amateur career,
Yes.
but you know, I like a nice ego boost every now and again, and
Mr. Undefeated.
yeah, it's not even nicer when someone else brings it up. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
undefeated.
Yeah, I've retired. 1-1, you know. But
Take a draw. Still haven't lost.
Yeah, Tyson Fury's got a draw on his record. He's still the Gypsy King.
So anyway, we'll talk about Scott, and obviously it'll be your third IMAF tournament. Your last IMAF tournament was in Romania.
Yeah.
Your opening bout was probably the best I think I've ever seen you fight.
Yes,
you
same as probably the best performance.
Was he Swedish? Finnish?
Austrian.
He was, I remember, because he was from the same team as Bogdan, wasn't he? Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That was, in my opinion, I've seen most of your fights. That was your career best performance, and you just came out like it was just perfect. You just fought the perfect game plan.
It was nice.
Then you end up in the second round. In the second fight, you lost to the eventual gold medalist.
Pavel.
He was
Ukrainian.
Shevchenko. He's an animal, to be fair.
He's a bit savage.
Yeah, it wasn't like a.
I feel like out of the week, I give him the best fight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
for everyone else. You know?
That's the thing with
cooked me a bit.
That's the thing with tournaments. It's all the luck of the draw as well.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Wayne Samways fought out in Vegas. He fought the eventual gold medals in the first round. Took him the distance. He even took a round off him. That heavyweight then blitzed through everybody else all the way to the final. Then you get like guys Wayne would have beaten easy, getting bronze medals.
Yeah, well that's the thing. They don't do like a repechage system. So if you lose, then you could maybe fight for a bronze medal. Because I remember years ago in judo, you used to you have 2 fights, lose your 2 fights, you're out. So you used to win your first. You used to obviously if you lost your first fight, then you get put in the repechage system where the best medal you can possibly win is bronze. But what you do is, as the people are going through and losing, you be fighting them guys, and them until you get to the semi-final. So the guys who are in the semi-final who win end up going to the final, but the losers go through for the fight for bronze.
Yeah.
If it was like that system, I think.
But with MMA, when you've got the risk of getting knocked out,
you got more fights then.
We got two bronze medalists. They normally do, don't they, for the IMAF.
Yeah, but that's like but what I'm trying to say is that when you lose a semi-final, they're the bronze medalists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
To be fair, I think if you draw especially from maybe featherweight to welterweight in the IMAF divisions, if you draw the bracket up different each week, you could probably have a different winner each week.
Yeah.
What I like about it is the high level competition. You get to fight from different countries for the experience.
Yeah.
I wish I could have done it in a way.
Yeah.
I wish you could have done it when you became pro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been trying to get Josh to come around as well. Imagine having you and Josh in one side of the brackets. I can't be fighting the final. We've already got Danny Williams and Scotty meeting in the final. I predict these things.
What happens? How does that work then? Surely you can't. Surely
when you go to the final,
we got gold and just put on like a work.
No, when you go to the final, it's actually to the death. Then, if you're from the same country.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and batter him.
The
same to me as well.
Yeah.
So.
No, well, gold medal at the end of the day.
Let me tell you about the.
I suppose it's not the team winning. It's you in it.
Yeah.
As much as it is we're going out as teams.
I'm gonna make them room together as well.
I don't like dying.
No, but for instance, we had Jorgen on a couple of weeks ago, the coach from the Swedish team, and in the Swedish Championships they've got a fight for their place on the Swedish team. He had 2 guys from the same gym fighting each other together on the Swedish team.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So they were from the same gym. Jorgen had to sit out the side and just let a couple of the groups corner and.
It'd be equivalent of me and Scotty fighting.
Yeah, they try to kill each other as well. But let me tell you about this. We went in the IMAF in Prague. Before they started seeding things, so teammates wouldn't meet unless you was in the final. You had the Icelandic guys that they met in the semi-final. They had their shinies on, they had their rashes on, everything. They taped up and gum shields in. Walk in the centre, hugged. One of them just tapped the floor. And I was like, you just paid entry money just to tap the floor and let you make.
They're doing the same team though.
Yeah, but
I can relate to that, mate. I'll be honest.
I've done it in a kickboxing tournament before.
Have you?
Yeah.
You tapped out.
No. Me and my brother. When we were kids, they do it on. They wouldn't just do your weight. They do it on height and everything because it was semi-contact. But I somehow ended up in this bracket with these. My brother, he was 18 months older than me. But when you're 14 or 13 and he's 15, that's a lot, innit? Like, you're big,
yeah.
aren't you?
You'd
So,
beat him up now, wouldn't you?
oh, yeah. Probably not, to be honest. Yeah, and we'd somehow ended up in the same brackets, and there was 2 fights. No, we both had 2 fights, and then it was me versus him. And I was a kid at the time. I thought, I can't do that. So I remember sitting there. I said, I'm not fighting him. And I said to the doctor, I can't see. Can't see like that. And she was like, oh, have you eaten? And got me a Mars bar. I was like, no, I still can't see. I'm dizzy because I just had a proper hard fight with this boy before, and then Lloyd just got given the gold back.
Yeah, it's different though.
So, but like Lloyd was whispering to me, don't do that. I'll just dance around. Yeah.
I fought my brother years ago as well. I did.
Oh, really?
I fought him in the judo competition up in it was Cardiff. It was like the BJC, and we were the same weight roughly.
Yeah.
I think their weights were different. It was like he was a little bit lighter than me, my brother was, but it was the lowest category there was like under 55s. So he had to come up to fight me, and we ended up fighting each other in like the semi-final. It was basically for the bronze medal, right? Okay. And I remember it went all the way to like the wire where it's like a referee's decision, right? It was like that scene in Warrior. Like tap Tommy, but there was no tap. There was just like we fought until the referee gave it to me in the end. So I got a massive BJC bronze medal. I was saying I've got nothing. So Ashley, unlucky. To the death it was.
Hey, if he won that day, it could have been him sat here.
Could have been. And he's a southpaw as well. You got a hell of a left hand in him.
My brother's a southpaw as well.
Yeah.
I once trained at a gym that made southpaws. Use the disabled toilets because they
were they?
Yeah.
Because they're different.
Yeah,
I always say that to you. I say that to you in the class now, in the white collar class. I go, right guys, this is what we're going to do, and someone will go, what about southpaws? And I go, you've got to figure out for yourself, it's not for me.
Thing is, I never get it with southpaws. They start. I don't know if they ever you start out as a southpaw or. Because my brother, he's a flat out southpaw now, but he never used to be.
Yeah, I enjoy going southpaw. You do a bit of southpaw.
Yeah, I do a bit. Yeah, but
like when grapplers come to strike in.
Yeah,
they, like,
right leg forward.
They just stay southpaw.
Yeah.
Curtis dodged like that. See, Curtis, like in judo, majority of people would stand like with their right foot forward, but then when they boxed, they'd be like this.
Yeah.
She'd be like Matt Hughes. You'd be switching when he went to the rest and strike. But Curtis like me, but back to front. You can box southpaw, you can wrestle southpaw. He does everything southpaw, and I'm the opposite. So I wrestle orthodox, fight orthodox, you know. But it's difficult to kind of like keep track of it then. When you're a southpaw and you're wrestling against guys who are the other leg forward, it's very difficult, like, you know.
Well, when I fought Hudson, the only time he took me down was when I turned southpaw. My feet were just off. Yeah. What was it? What was the shot? Single or something? I don't know. He'd done this thing. I've looked at the tape back. He like swept his right leg around. So like I was southpaw like that, and then he shot. And as he shot, like he was behind me, sort of thing. So I just turned into him, and he just. He's got grapple. Yeah, he is
some lovely judo throws. Yeah, he mapped, didn't he?
Yeah, they made a highlight video of all his takedowns. It was quite lovely
ones.
Like,
yeah.
What, in the IMAFs?
Yeah.
He did some lovely throws.
I remember stalking his Instagram before I met. Before I fought him, and he
pre-fight.
Yeah, and I looked at Nago and I looked away and I just went, I don't care. And I had a look and I looked at the throws and like you know when he it was one of them like God, but yeah, I just had to fight him. So,
I do that all the time. Yeah. Like I look at someone's.
I was just like, you know when you just like I done it when I fought Rawlins as well. I seen he'd been out in SPG. I thought, oh my God, he's been out in SPG.
look at something. I go, I don't really care. And then you look at that and you just click.
You fully do care.
You do
care. I remember at a Thai boxing club, and I was saying, oh Mum, I'm going to have a Thai boxing fight in a couple of weeks, and then I showed her a highlight video of Ramon Deckers. So this is who I'm fighting.
That's the last guy. That's the last guy you want to show to a mother.
And then she was like, you're not fighting. You're not fighting.
My mother never. She hates to come to watch me fight. She's been to 3 altogether, ever, or 4. Yeah. Or kickboxing, she never come to watch 1.
My mother's the same team. I had joined with my mother for 2 years. So I used to go home from the gym at 16 and say, I want to fight. She was like, no. And I was like 2 years solid.
She watched my brother once and lost her head and never watched any of us again, until recently,
Well, we had Aiden on a couple of weeks ago, and it's funny because he's banned his mother from coming, but she comes anyway. She'll come out of the shadows and go, Right, Rick, don't tell Aiden I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, then he won and she
I have
sneaked
to
off.
beg my mother to come.
Yeah.
Just for the ticket
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Just for the fiver. Yeah.
And there's a nice little group of 5 at Cumberland, so both boost your ticket sales up.
Yeah.
Bring him over, come on.
The Kieran guy.
We got a Kieran guy,
Oh,
quite a few
yeah.
guys.
Fucking man.
Man like.
Thank you.
Where's mine, eh?
Cheers, son.
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, yeah, so,
What a hero.
where were we?
High maths.
IMAFs, yeah. So you looking forward to it this year?
Yeah, I can't wait. I like. Obviously, after when you lose a fight, you want to just get straight back in there. And I've been trying. I tried to fight Alexander O'Sullivan over in Ireland. They won like 68 kilos on the day, and they won on the 13th of April. So
A little bit too big for him.
yeah, Chris tried messaging that. I would have done it, but like
Course,
they weren't getting back. But
With you now, you got to the point, you've had over 20 amateur fights, they struggled to match you on domestic shows, so fighting internationally with IMAF is probably one of the only opportunities you get to really showcase what you can do before you eventually turn pro. I mean, of course, we touched upon Danny Williams being in the lightweight division, so you both ends of the brackets. Between you guys, you got 40 fights.
That's mad.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
mad.
Like, and then we got some people representing the team, and they just had 3 fights. And,
Yeah.
but you know, there's some quality guys so far. on the team.
You gotta think. I always think with Scott. I remember I was like a 1-0 lightweight at the time, at amateur, and I remember looking at the rankings, and Scott was number 1.
Yeah.
I remember thinking like how old is he? He's had 13 MMA fights. I was thinking, oh my god.
Yeah.
Back then that was like
there's
there's
one time I was just rattling them off. It was like every weekend.
That was-
there's a few people who think they're MMA fighters, but then there's people who
Wanna
are
fight,
MMA
yeah.
fighters. You know what I mean?
I think that
I just think like you
years
fight
ago-
anyone any time. There's not many like that.
years ago when I was doing it, see, you wouldn't have amateurs with that many fights.
No.
You'd go like 4, maybe 5 fights, and then you're going like into pro then. Like,
It is amateurs like, oh, you have a go, and then straight
straight
away.
to pro,
That's
yeah.
not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But
So it's like you think about it, like when, do you remember Sam Hooker?
Yeah, Sam Hooker, yeah.
His skills at the time, they weren't amateur. There was no headshots on the floor. His
Instinctive.
skills meant that he had to go straight into pro.
Yeah,
straight away. Like
I think it's like depends like Oban. I reckon you found your style, you found yourself in a way. And I feel
yeah,
like, so kind of like
Figuring
owning
out.
myself as a fighter.
you gotta
Yeah,
suss it
Do you know
out.
what I mean? And it
I
seems
had
like
loads of
you suss it
kickboxing
out,
fights, and
so-
I lost. I think I lost my first 2. I won 1, lost again, and then I didn't lose again. Then, but I lost and I had close fights all throughout.
Yeah.
I had to figure that out, and I was, you know what I mean. You're just figuring that out as in the cave, which is better off. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have fights now where I'll
Figuring things
lose in
out.
my career. I'm sure I will. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
I think it's just different for everyone.
Yeah.
Some people can go sooner.
Yeah.
I'm like lucky I've had a more extended.
his experience you are. I mean, how old are you? 21, 22?
22.
You got more.
Maybe
People
That's
don't know. You
mad.
got more fight experience than I have. He's been in the cage a lot more than I have fighting. That's actually true.
Yeah, when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to turning pro because
I
like I
don't-
said, like, the time and that.
So
I
you're
do
It's
feel-
different as well. It's not really like. Do you know what I mean?
I think going pro stylistically is easier. I feel
I
like if
think
you
so
go
as
pro,
well.
you get to throw elbows and knees, you just let yourself go, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in amateur, you
5
think,
minutes.
I can't do that,
Like-
I can't do this.
Me doing the IMAFs, I probably like the chances. Imagine me just coming up against 4 wrestlers.
Yeah, that's not.
Say I knock the first one out, and then they all go, "Oh yeah, just hold them against the fence for 2 minutes, and then
Yeah.
run for the last minute." We've won
Yeah.
then. You know what I mean? That like 3 minutes is not enough.
These
I
damn wrestlers.
don't
Damn
think there's enough time to see
So, like, yeah,
who wins
especially if
in
you're
an
like
MMA.
sassing as well. If you're sassing.
Why
each
do
other.
they not do 2 5-minute rounds? Then if that's a draw, they do a
That's a
final.
nightmare, that is, believe
If it was
me.
up to me, it'd be a 9
Is it?
minutes straight.
Well,
It'd be deaths if that's the
Or
case,
just
mate.
like yeah.
If we could do 9 minutes straight, that'd be class.
do you
Like,
know,
quite
do
a lot
You
more
need the
finishes
round.
as well.
you
Yeah.
remember, do you remember the early Pride days when the first round was like
10
That's
minutes?
perfect.
I loved it.
There's loads more finishes as
Yeah.
well. 'Cause people
Perfect.
find all
Then
over
you
the
was
gas.
gonna
I'd be
have
gassed, but to be at 7 minutes in, and I got time.
you get that time, the
Yeah.
Japanese time came out. Boom digga, 5 minutes left. Yeah,
That would be hard. 10 minutes.
They were the days, Pride. Yeah, let's bring back soccer kicks while we're at
They
it.
do it in one FC, don't it?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
One FC.
I
just think the rules in Japan are completely just crazy. Like you're not to elbow, but you can definitely kick them in the head on the floor.
That's like amateur MMA. Though. Why can you shin someone in the head but you can't knee them? What's that about?
I guess getting your leg up higher, the shin shoving is a lot harder than just kneeing them.
Is it because they think no one's good enough at striking? Like my brother in his first amateur MMA fight got a spinning wheel kick on the kid's jaw.
Did he?
Yeah, and the kid's a total novice, but you know what I mean? Like, that's just as dangerous as a knee to the head, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So Scott, do you remember in Romania there was 2 fights back to back, both involving girls, both with head kick knockouts?
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
And the second one was probably till this day when Jenny Kivioja knocked out the Swedish girl. Probably the sickest knockout I've ever seen.
Stiff, didn't she? She
yeah.
Michael Johnson.
Did she?
It was insane.
She was fit as well.
She?
Yeah.
The one that got knocked out was.
Yeah.
Because she was walking around all week with glasses on the rest of the week. I felt so. Because she had 2 black guys, I felt so sorry for her. Yeah.
But the
girls scrapped, didn't he?
What's all the girls on there?
There's some cracking girl scraps I've seen. I remember that adrenaline show for 10B. Was it Sophie and
Sophie Evans versus Norwegian girl.
What was her name?
I know it. It doesn't matter.
It was a hell of a scrap. That was. She won a Muay Thai title last weekend.
Yeah, she fought she fought a Swedish girl.
Well, there as well.
Yeah, it's for a Welsh title.
Was she Swedish?
Against a Swedish girl who trains at Cardiff.
So is she Welsh?
Nah.
I want to see a green card. I want to see it before anything else happens.
Celtic Viking.
The Celtic Viking, that's sticking now. Screw this dead.
I just like to think, before I forget, you obviously seen, I don't know if you would have seen it, that fight on the last card we fought on, that Steph Evans and Lottie Goober. Lottie out of my gym in Bristol.
People
was a
don't
terror.
know this. Her ankle was messed up when it went.
What, going into the fight?
Going into the fight.
I don't have a clue how she made it to the cage.
She's proper tough.
Her knees were just every single session, training session, she'd like sprawl or shoot, her knees would go, she'd be sitting out like. Didn't even know how she made weight, 'cause she couldn't even train. And she made the fight, yeah. You know what I mean? And she's like, she can't speak a word of English at the gym like every day.
I found out I can't speak a word of Hungarian.
Or whatever, yeah, I don't know what she is like, but she's up the gym every day and training with all the boys.
Yeah.
Injured as anything, and she still went out and fought. She somehow made weight in the morning, and the performance, she
did well.
She won every second of the fight, apart from when she lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A great fight.
It was a good fight.
We want to get Steph on the show soon. She's I got speaking to her at the show. She's a lovely girl as well. She's got a good talent, but same as Lottie.
Yeah, it's beast.
Really good.
Yeah, she could.
She's a hell of an overhand right.
Yeah, we told her since the fight, because she lost. She was fuming. She lost, so she was at the gym. But she's so injured. I literally said to her, "You need 2 weeks off," and she just looked at me like she don't speak English.
I guess
you don't come here for 2 weeks, but she's still go home like.
Cigaches. No. I don't do this.
So we got about 5 minutes left, guys. Any shout outs you want to do? Sponsors and stuff.
The boys that sponsor me, some clothes. Happy days.
What are they called? You've never been able to say it, the
Can you say it? Aoi.
Are we the lads?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, they sort me off if they don't.
Yeah, they do help go a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyone else, Scott?
It probably is. But,
so I say if you wanna, you got like a Just Giving page.
No, I'm gonna open one soon though. So it's like social media. It's like Scotty P102 on Instagram, on Facebook, just Scott Ped.
So if you wanna help fund Scott, you get out to Rome. Keep an eye out on his social.
He's European champion.
Yeah.
You will be the next. Him and Danny will be the next European Championship finalists. Not gonna say who I think's gonna win. Because he's won the shot. It's a great. If you both in the final,
it's a big warrior.
It's a big warrior. Beat the Danny. He's a tough boy.
Yeah, he sounds.
He's a good guy as well.
He's one of them who
does come to it.
Yeah,
good bloke. Like.
Oh, at the end of the day, it's that it. You're there to be European champions, and if it comes to that, then unfortunately one of you's going to lose.
No. I know with Scott, he talks to he knows everyone on there. He's like, got Bogdan Butt, how's it going?
Boggy.
Like he's a true definition of a martial artist, like, you know, and a fight then. How about yourself? You got any things you want to shout out?
I'll shout the sponsors out. Lowis Groundworks, Tier 1 Development. I'll do this for Leon. Team Tier.
There we go.
Get it,
How do you do it?
Team Tier. Yeah, take a sponsor by him.
There you go. Team
Tier.
Team Tier.
God, off the top of my head now. CBD Worcester. I'm still waiting for some more CBD though. I'm running out. But,
Do you want some water?
yeah, that's tap water.
I love hemp water.
Off the top of my head, sponsors. Then all the boys.
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones, weekend defender.
Hey,
yeah,
Sam.
course, yeah.
Check out there, Sam.
Yeah,
Get Sam on there.
the weekend defender.
Get-
That was my nickname.
I
The
was
weekend
the
defender.
weekend
Imagine
defender.
that.
He's sick.
Sam, give me a jumper. I want a jumper.
Sort him out. Sort Brett out.
Yeah.
Jumper man. Yeah.
I love it when he comes to this fight. Go weekend defender all over him.
The
Think of
weekend
that.
defender.
That's the stuff. That gets
Yeah.
gets you going. That's a fight. This
I
fight
got
there.
the shorts on here. Weekend defender.
Is that on there? 2 months too young.
During the week,
The
it's
number one
relatively.
contender.
Yeah.
Weekend defender.
During the week between Monday and Friday, he's relatively an offensive mind.
Yeah.
On the weekends,
Yep. He's
No,
an
when
offender.
that
He's an
free-
offender, right?
Oh, buddy.
and of course, Brett. Obviously,
I'm off to Vegas.
Are you?
Yeah, 22nd of April. I'm gonna get fixed.
Make sure you go to Dick's, the restaurant.
Yeah, I love Dick's.
The
you
restaurant.
know, the restaurant.
Go to the restaurant this time.
I'm gonna go to the
Dick's.
sporting goods store
We
as
got a
well.
good bar to go to as well. Hogs and Heifers.
You said that.
Yeah, you want to go there, right?
Yeah. We give it. I want to get sponsored. We give them enough exposure through you.
Yeah.
Hogs
Hogs
and
and Heifers is this bar where the waitress is really skanky but hot at the same time. They're really offensive. And they're like, hey, let's do shots. I'm like, oh, they get a megaphone. They turn the music off. Oh my God, look at this giant vagina. You won't do shots. And I'm like, all right, come on.
I'll do the
And
shot.
then I'm hammered,
yeah.
and it's like, I love this place. This place is great. So you gotta go
I'll
to
go
Hogs and
Heifers.
Heifers. This podcast sponsored by Hogs and Heifers. So guys, good luck in IMAF.
Nice one.
Good luck on the 27th of
Yes,
April
nice one,
in
Rick.
Cardiff.
Oh,
And
just get fixed, is it?
Just get fixed.
Yeah.
Right?
Sort yourself
Be-
out.
Yeah.
Be human. Yeah.
I'm just.
I love
I'm
how everyone's got a jacket on, but you come in and make sure you get the CP on the camera.
I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran that's injured. Wearing CP.
We had
CP.
we had Tank on last week and it was absolutely freezing. If you watched it very closely, you see him shaking. we had to find like a heat and everything. If he's out of his fight,
Probably
because of a cold, it's our fault.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Nice one.
See you next time.
Joy up.
Joy.